Welcome back to another episode of the Right Read podcast. I'm Assad, joined as always by my co-host. Kicking off from my right.
Um, Aura Linux is still alive. It's DeAndre Williams. Pleasure to be here again.
Oh, Isaiah, he's going to Will first. I
Okay,
ain't gonna
my
lie.
fault. Then we gonna
My
get it right.
fault.
We gonna get it right, man. I guess I'm the resident Drake enthusiast, right? Which y'all can find me
What did
on Twitter at Vice Houston, but y'all just know me as well.
And yeah, so I think we're gonna kick it off today talking about the draft.
Yeah, the NBA draft. I think it was a pretty eventful draft for the most part. A lot of surprises, a lot of shocks. Was no shock at the top of the draft, obviously. A generational prospect, I think, by all accounts, somebody that everybody had known for a year and a half at this point from his exploits at the high school
If
level.
not longer, honestly.
Yeah, if not longer. Yeah. Cooper Flagg is a Dallas Maverick, which him being a Mav was a surprise in and of itself with them winning the lottery. A huge coup for them. Genuinely a huge
Just
coup after
real
what they
quick
went.
on the journey to how Cooper Flag ended up as a Mav. I think people forget with all the NBA conspiracy talk and the Luca trade, like, oh, they were promised Cooper Flag
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff, right? Really what ended up happening was they were quite literally one half of basketball away from not being
Yep.
having a lottery pick at all. They won their
Yep.
first playing game and were up at halftime against the Kings. If they win that game, Cooper Flag is not a Maverick at all. And not only that, not only did they have to lose that game, it was what 1.8%.
Well, yeah, 1.8, something like that. Like
Yeah.
I remember the story of how they do
11th
the
odds?
11th odds. The story of like how they do the draft in the back. I want to say it was one of their team governors, like a former president. He whispered over to somebody, said, we're getting the pick right. Once it got to like pick 10. And that's just how the lottery works now, especially with all the fluctuated odds. But man, Cooper Flag, for those that haven't
rigged.
watched him play, it might have been rigged.
It was rigged. It was rigged.
But
If it was rigged, the Mavs didn't know about it.
yeah,
I'll tell you that much.
The Mavs did not know at all, based off Nico Harrison's reaction. But Cooper Flag, man, like hell of a player. Like, there's really no other way to say it. He's that good. People throw comparisons out for him a lot about who he plays like, what he's gonna be. You get the skin tone comparisons every now and then for him.
He's not white LeBron?
He's not white LeBron. He's not Andre Karolinko. For me, when I watch him play, and I think it's becoming more popular, I see Kawhi Leonard. Genuinely, that's type of. I don't know if he's going to be that same level of point of attack.
Kawhi Leonard as a prospect or like,
No, as
like 2014
I
Kawhi?
think like what Kawhi ended up becoming more so. I think that he'll be able to become that real dominant two-way scoring force. I think he's a bit more advanced as a playmaker than Kawhi was coming out of San Diego State, and obviously, and I think it's something that gets lost upon the fact with Cooper Flag. He's not just the youngest player in the draft. He's going to be the youngest player in the NBA for a very long time. Like when next year's rookies come around, I think he'll still be one of the 10 youngest
he's
players
still
in the
gonna be a
league.
lot of
Yeah.
That development, that career path that he's already taken in his basketball life, being this good at 18 years old, is rare. Like it's genuinely rare. I believe the stat was he's the second youngest number one overall pick ever. First was LeBron. Like that's the type of guy that you're dealing with. Guys aren't supposed to be this good at 18 years old. Like people hear all the time, like, oh, one and done freshman. They're all 18. Like, no, a lot of these dudes are about to turn 20. They're 21 sometimes because of reclassing and how it affects high school basketball now. So, like, this guy is 18 years old. He's better than you already, and he's still learning and figuring out his game. He's still got some twinks. He's got to figure out some jump shot mechanical issues and whatnot. But he's gonna be damn good, dude. That's gonna be a really good player.
If I discounted Victor Wembanyama, when is the last time you would take a prospect over Cooper Flag? The number one pick.
Are we using hindsight in this?
Or as prospects.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll say as prospects.
As prospects?
I think the conversation stops at. It becomes a conversation at Zion. It stops at Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
I think
I,
like
I would throw KD in there.
that's
KD
before
was
that's
number
before
one.
AD though. That's
You
before-
Oh,
said-
okay,
you
okay.
said-
I see what you're saying.
I'll say KD was two.
Yeah, he was too.
Yeah.
But I'm.
Oh, I think. Are you saying prospects overall?
No, just
or just number one.
the
pick?
guys who went number one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but like him and Greg Oden, I think would be a conversation that people forget how good of a
Yeah.
prospect Greg
Yeah.
Oden was. But like, I think he's in that realm. He's one of the best American-born prospects.
Oh,
Of
Team
the
USA
21st
gonna love him. In a
Oh,
couple
they
years.
Yeah.
man. Well, he was already at the.
I was gonna say he was
yeah.
at the scrimmage last year.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys heard
Yeah.
talk about like the way NBA legends are talking about Cooper Flag at 17 years old, scrimmaging with them along with like current NBA players. He put on a show.
I said we saw the film.
Yeah,
he was ready.
We saw the film. He already looked really, really good, and that was before he played an entire year of Duke. Which, however you feel about them,
Yeah.
they tend to put out pretty good prospects. You got
Yeah.
Paulo, Tatum.
Shout out to the Devils, man.
Forgot
with a Houston
And you
Cougar
don't
hoodie
like
on,
Paulo,
right?
like
With a Houston Cougars hoodie on.
Nasty.
I will say with how heralded Cooper Flag was as a prospect, I think some of the other guys got overshadowed. every single year people talk about like, oh man, this draft class is either generational or it's the worst one in the world. It's the best one since '96, or man, all these guys are terrible. And I think this class kind of fell into a middle ground of top end prospects. The Spurs, though, they're gonna be happy with what they got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pains me to say it, but I actually really, really like the Spurs draft. Dylan Harper, I was super, super high on him pre-draft. I'm just a sucker for these like big rim finishing guards that also have like really good playmaking ability. I think in the modern NBA, that is really, really integral to running an efficient NBA offense. Having guys that can create advantages at the rim and just kind of kick it out to 3-point shooters, like that's more rare than you would think.
Yeah.
Sounds really simple, but does not come around that often. And the fact that he's able to do it so well at such a young age, I think is going to be a nightmare next to Victor Wembanyama if both of them reach the outcomes that I think they can reach. And man, I also like really, really good wing defenders. And I'll kick it to Will because this has been his guy all of pre-draft. But Carter Bryant, dude.
Yeah. No, Carter Bryant, I don't know. We're going to talk about Summer League in a second, but I don't know if people at home have really watched Summer League and what Carter Bryant was doing. Man, he's going to be a guy defense. Like,
Yeah.
am I crazy for saying I think he's going to make not just one, I think he's going to make a couple of all defense.
He gonna make a
Yeah,
few.
yeah, especially
He gonna
he'll
make a couple.
few.
Wemby,
He gonna
yeah.
make a couple of them.
Especially next to Wemby. Like, that's
Yeah.
he doesn't need that much help to be
And
a
I was
walking
gonna say
top
that's
10,
what's gonna
top
make
5
their defense so crazy is you have, Wemby, who's probably gonna go down as a top 5 to 10 defender ever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be the best defender in the league current day. And then
he is right now.
yeah, he might be
Yeah,
current.
if healthy, he would have won DPOY.
Yeah,
last
no,
year.
facts.
Running away.
And so you throw in Carter Bryant into that mix, who does a little bit of everything on the perimeter, and even has like some weak side rim protection to his game. He's the kind of guy who like takes real pride on the defensive end, and he stars in that role. He's like that's what he wants to be good at. And I know we have our qualms with Spurs fans, but like no, I think they killed this
Yeah.
draft. Like
I'll say the thing with the Harper thing is, for a while it looked like they were kind of questioning whether they were gonna
Yeah.
take him or not because of the
Mhm.
whole Fox and Castle thing. So them prioritizing just taking a better player over
they never think
fit was smart. Yeah, that was
I
smart.
always think that's the way to go.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
agree.
BPA.
I will say I do wonder, are they going to have enough gall to go to De'Aaron Fox eventually and ship him out? Because when they made the trade for him, it was an under the table thing that they had the whole like max
He can get
already
extended.
put on the
Yeah.
table for him and all that. So you were pretty much saying like, yeah, we're gonna have you for 6 years. And now with this Harper stuff, which they didn't think they were gonna get picked too. Now you got to make a decision on that within a couple years. Probably, yeah.
Maybe
probably
less,
two.
honestly.
Yeah,
At the max?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he's gonna get paid in 2 seasons, I believe, is what De'Aaron Fox has left on his contract.
No,
I think he's
a free
paid this
agent.
year.
No, it's this year.
Is it
this-
expiring this year? Or
It's
extended?
expiring this year.
It's
I wanna
expiring.
say
Yeah,
it's
so they got
expiring in
expiring.
yeah, so they got to pay him now. Obviously,
Extend him now.
Extend him now.
You could let him hit free agent.
Yeah,
But okay, but that's what I was going to say is I think because I the one thing I will say I praise Spurs fans for their draft. I also kind of got into it with them recently because I said I don't know if I'm keeping De'Aaron Fox. I like Dylan Harper much more as a prospect. I agree with
Yeah.
us. I think Dylan Harper, if you were to like build my ideal draft prospect, it looks a lot like Dylan Harper.
Mhm.
And so I like him. I think he fits really well with Wemby. For me, I don't care about contending this year. I just want to get as much chemistry between
Yeah.
Dylan Harper and Wemby moving forward because those are my guys. Like they're going to lead me to a championship one day.
Yeah.
And De'Aaron Fox is in the way of that he's a good player, but I think everybody on this panel is like, I think he's a tad overrated. I think people think he's a bit better than what he
to
actually
put it
is.
lightly.
And I'm not letting him get in the way of me develop that chemistry with Dylan Harper. With Dylan Harper. But the problem is you have to pay him.
Yeah, you have to.
And I think part of the reason why the Spurs were able to get him for that low of a price from the Kings, remember they got him for like 3 fake firsts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's essentially free.
Yeah, borderline. I think part of why that was because they did have that under the table agreement. Like when we get there, you're gonna pay us, right? And I think that's like Clutch. Clutch is a very powerful agency. Do you want to Do you want to slime?
It's
Clutch
not, it's
out?
not
Shout out
even
to Commissioner
necessarily-
Rich
yeah, it's
Paul,
not
man.
even necessarily just like a clutch thing. It's, I guess, the notion of when a guy is forcing his way to your team,
Yeah.
you kind of have to do right by them.
Yeah.
And I think maybe not a max extension, but doing right by De'Aaron Fox would be giving him an extension, especially when he narrowed his list down to
Yeah, it was
eventually
just San Antonio.
just San Antonio and really, really wanted to come there. If you want people to do that again in the future, you have to kind of show that you're willing to also kind of put yourself out there for someone when they request a trade to
Yeah.
just your team. be like, all right, I'm also gonna take care of you if you come here.
Yeah. I will say for them, it's going to be a real conundrum because it's not just Dylan Harper and De'Aaron Fox. Like
Stephon
they just
Castle.
had
Stephon
they just
Castle
had the
as well.
rookie of the year, and
Yeah.
regardless of how you feel about him as an on-ball guy, he's going to be in your backcourt, whether he is your
He
quote
needs
unquote
he
point
needs
guard.
volume. He needs
Yeah, like
usage,
he needs to be on the court. He needs to be playing. None of those guys work as a three. None of them, I think, can like go to the wing and play. Cass would be the best at it, but I still think he's a guard.
I
And
think it's possible. I just don't think it's
I know it would
ideal.
suck. I know,
I
no,
don't-
seriously, like
yeah.
it would
None
just
of them
suck.
are particularly good catch and shoot players. Like
Yeah.
Dylan Harper, I think shot a decent clip, but it was on
He's
very, very
decent,
low ball.
yeah.
Yeah, I want to say he was 30. I'd have to
think
double
he-
check, but it was like 35.
I'll give credit to Castle. Castle's really good moving off ball. Like he's a really
He
good
needs space.
cutter. Like good IQ. I think he will be able to do that. I think honestly, I'm not a big on ball Castle guy.
Yeah.
I was arguing with some Spurs
I don't
fans
think
there.
that was-
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was arguing not to be like in a Spurs fans rant, but like I was arguing with a few of them, and they were telling me that Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle play the same position, and I personally just don't
They,
think
no,
that.
they don't.
Like,
I
don't think
Dylan
that at all.
Harper is like the modern day jumbo point guard.
Playmaker,
It's
yeah.
what he's supposed to be. He's an excellent interior passer. He's really going to be like a pick and roll guy. And I think with something that I think Spurs fans don't love giving a lot of credit for was how important Chris Paul was to that team
Yep.
last year.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Not saying Dylan Harper's going to come in and be even 40-year-old Chris Paul was fantastic at running that offense last year, but go look at them on also Wemby and CP3 when CP3's off the floor. It wasn't great. If I'm the Spurs, what I think they should do is this next year, De'Aaron Fox is going to be on your team. You got to see how him and Wemby look together. If it works with Wemby and D Fox, obviously it's going to be a bit better for win now, and Wemby's going to be good enough in year 4 and year 5 for you
That's
to
kind of the
really
opposite
compete
of
and really win.
Yeah, to Will's point when he was talking about the development path going forward, just to kind of be like devil's advocate on that. Wemby, knock on wood, obviously, great player, good guy by all accounts. You think he plays more than 10 years? in the league?
He'll play more than 10 years, but it is always going to be that question
Yeah.
mark of, do I want him to play 65 games if I need him for a 16-game season? Like,
Mhm.
that's always going to be the question mark with him. Like, the history of guys that are that tall, that have had previous injury history before reaching the NBA.
Which he has.
Which, like, he had an extensive injury history. And again, knock on wood, like, I'm not trying to wish injury on him. The NBA needs Victor Wembanyama, but
Mhm.
it's not something that you should play with. Not to make it about them, but like when I look at what the Lakers are doing with Luka, like, oh, we'll have next year. He's in his prime
Yeah,
right
you
now.
don't-
Yeah.
that's
Like
that's-
the thing with Wemby is you got to toe a really fine line of, well, he's ready to build a top 5
it's
defense
the,
right now. He's
it's
ready
the-
to
it's the
lead
rookie
right now.
quarterback conundrum where
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
have a guy who's really good on rookie scale contract, and that allows you so much more freedom to. That's part of what happened with the Thunder this year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They were their best players. SGA was on like
A hell
best
of a
contract
the best contract in the
in the
The best
NBA.
contract
Yeah.
in the
the
league.
best contract in the league, and then
And he deservedly got a supermax. now.
Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren are making rookie scale
Yep.
contracts. So
Yep.
you were able to go out there and get Isaiah Hardenstein and
Yeah.
get
Alex
Caruso.
Caruso.
different
You got to pay
Yeah.
Lou Dort. Like,
Yeah.
you get the Aaron
So,
Wiggins of the
like
world.
Wemby right now. We're gonna talk about that, next episode, the top 15. Wemby, in my opinion, is good enough to be a 1A right now.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he's in that top 10,
Especially
firmly,
defensively,
and
man.
he's
Mhm.
not 10. And
Just
so
his defensive floor alone. puts
that's
him in
and that's
those
all you
convos.
need to win a
Yeah.
to win a championship. You got one of those guys. You have one of them. So the argument could be made to go ahead and go for it now while he's young and while you can, use your assets to build the rest of the roster around him. But like I said, for me, it's just I'm not that big on De'Aaron Fox. So
Yeah, I'm not either. I will say to pivot a bit from the Spurs
Yeah.
convo, I think that there were some other winners in this draft class.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Shout out to a Texas boy. Shout out to Trey Johnson. Going to DC, I think that was an excellent fit for him. There were reports early on of maybe he might slide, maybe he might go 3. He was in talks for Philly at one point. I think him and the Wizards are going to be a really, really good partnership. I caught some flack in a space for some Wizards fans when I said I think that their young core is getting a bit overrated at the moment. I think outside of Alex Sarr, he is easily their second best prospect, and I don't think it's a question
Yeah.
in
Is that a
regards
hot
to that.
take?
It shouldn't.
It's not a hot take that he's their second best prospect, but it's a hot take of the gap in between those guys. Like,
No,
the
it's-
Wizards,
it's tiered.
yeah, it's definitely a tier. Like, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't think him and Sarr are in different tiers after what I saw from Sarr's rookie season and
Yeah.
what I expect him to be as an offensive player. What he's gonna provide for them, I think, just this year as a rookie with his movement shooting, it's a comp that I had for him. I look at him and I'm like, man, this looks like young Bucks Ray Allen. Like when you really watch the film,
Yeah.
movement
No,
shooting, he can
his
get
shooting is
downhill. Like he got aimbot. Like that's the easy way to
Yeah.
say. Like he has a zen, he has aimbot.
It's like a
He is
mobile
cheating the
artillery
game.
cannon.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous how good of a shooter he is at that age, and how he weaponizes it so well. And he's creative. I think he's got higher feel than people give him credit for. I think he's a willing passer. He's still got to work on that area. Obviously, these aren't perfect players by any means, but he should be their priority. And I think, man, you look at the Wizards, and this is the point that I kept trying to make was how many top 75 players do you think they really have? I think that we get into this,
That'll develop.
yeah, like that'll develop. I think we get into this conundrum with young players to where like, oh, they're young. They're all going to be good. They're all going to reach their ceiling. And
agree.
I'll say because I think
it's
Bub.
I think Bub is probably the other one
I
I'm
also
like
Koulibaly.
relatively high on.
You
But
like
like
Koulibaly more than Bub?
I like Bilal. As a
Yeah.
top 75
Nah,
guy, I think,
I like Bub more than
he can't like
I think Bilal can be a top 75 guy.
maybe, but like he's 75. Like
I mean,
respectfully,
probably
like
gonna
he's
do it, off of
75.
his defense alone. I think that's another player that's at the very least, he has like an all defensive player floor. Like I know he's gonna give me 3 stocks a game. He's gonna be one of the better like perimeter defenders. And then whatever he gives me on offense is kind of just like an additive of that. So I do think I'm still pretty high on Koulibaly as a prospect.
I
I
am
think
too.
he's gonna be very good. I don't know how good his offense gets
That's the thing for me.
necessarily, but
Yeah.
I feel like he can be like a 15 4-4 guy
Okay, but
with like
how do you
Yeah,
feel
I
about
can see that.
Bub? How do you feel about Bub?
I think he also could be top 75. I feel like my issue with the
No?
I think
Hey, don't let Miles.
I
say
think
this.
no. Shout out to he is
Don't
not a
let
hooper,
Miles
man.
say you say
We didn't get
this.
our Miles shout out last
We
time.
didn't get
Shout
our
out to he is
Miles
not a
shout
hooper,
out.
but man, I think we forget how good the top 75 in the NBA is, and I think that just projecting for all of these young guys to say all of them will reach their peak, all of them will do it, and they all will do it on the same team. If Bub Carrington's a top 75 player, that probably means that he took some reps away from Trey Johnson, that he definitely took
Yeah.
reps away from AJ Johnson, that he definitely took some reps away from Bilal
yeah.
Koulibaly. But like, no, man, you talk to Wizards fans, and it's like, man, all of them are just young and they're gonna improve. And I think as NBA fans, especially when talking about these young guys, the thing I hear the most is, well, they're gonna develop. To quote my good friend Ussa here, development isn't linear,
Not
but it's
linear.
also
I
not
guarantee.
promised.
Yeah.
It is not promised whatsoever. I think just to say that these guys they're going to be this, they're going to be that, man. Like outlier development is outlier for a reason. I look at to pivot a little bit, not to fully go into that conversation, but like when people talk about the Nets draft this year and like, oh, like man, they just got 5 big playmakers, and it's like, dude, do you know the history of guys that just jump 10 percentage points from 3-point percentage? Like
Yeah,
the
no,
guys that
it's
just like
tough.
they become better rim finishers in the NBA. It doesn't happen. Like I don't look at guys and say, oh yeah, like Bub Carrington's gonna become a 39% 3-point shooter. Kaishan George is gonna learn how to dribble. Bilal Koulibaly is gonna figure out how to play offense. Alex Sarr is gonna learn how to score. Those are all real weaknesses that take massive overhaul and massive development. And for them, it's like, cool, like one of them might happen. 2 of them might happen if you're really lucky. And this isn't just a Wizards thing, it's prospects and young cores in general. Man, it's hard to just say, like, we're Rockets fans. I got a core 7, and all 7 were gonna work out. Well, we found out the hard way. 2 of them are gone. And
Tell me, Usman Garuba had an all-star.
man, who would have thought Josh Christopher wasn't going to be
Man.
Drew Holiday? Like
Man.
it's just how it works, man. Just because you're a first round pick, just because you're a heralded prospect, just because you were a McDonald's All American, that mean nothing. Develop in the league, and I'm a firm believer of you are who you are, you are who you show me. I can't look and say, well, he's gonna add this, he's gonna be that. Like, cool, bro. You shot 48% at the rim in college. What? Nah, he's gonna be Kyrie at the rim, bro. No, that's not how this works, dude.
I mean, yeah. My thing is, I think it's more so for the Wizards. I think it can be. I don't
It's
think
potential.
You can't
It's a
project. You
lot of
can't project
can.
will.
Okay, no, but
Because
I think focusing on potential is pretty important here
Mm-hmm.
because I'm gonna kick it to another team, the Phoenix
Got
Suns, who I think prior to about 3 months ago, their potential was looking real weak. Like their young guys were what Ryan Dunn and
Oso Iguodaro.
Oso
Iguodaro, yeah.
right? And I think not to say they saved their future in this draft.
Come off that number, Oso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to say they saved their future in this draft, but I do think they kind of have the framework of a future now.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really like the Kaman pick. I think Rasheer Fleming, he's never gonna be to DeAndre's analogy, he's never gonna be a top 75 guy.
Yeah,
But I think Rasheer Fleming's gonna be a good NBA
Yeah.
role player, right? Kaman, I think, can be something that they needed for a while, which was a defensive floor piece, especially next to Ryan Dunn. I
Yeah.
think Kaman, for all his faults and like how raw he is right now with rebounding and things like that, I do think I don't want to say Rudy Gobert-esque because that's really, really strong,
Yeah.
but he's an insane rim protector.
yeah.
Oso,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
that was your guy in the
Yeah.
draft.
That was your
I'll
guy in
say
the
it.
draft.
Yeah.
another Blue
I'll
Devil.
say, talk to me about Kaman, man.
Houston Cougar
Um,
City.
I think. I think. For the Suns, the biggest issue they had, biggest issues, right? One, I think they had an athleticism problem, think they just had too many um not plus athletes on the court. And when your best player is Devin Booker, who himself is not, the greatest of athletes, you want to surround that guy with plus athletes. Um, I think with Kaman, he's not this like super duper explosive big, but what he is very large. He's a very large individual. Um, Pause. Come on, bro.
I didn't say nothing.
I was trying
Come on, bro.
You could say tall, like lengthy.
I mean, because like he has a lot
Crazy.
of
What the heck?
Words,
yeah, lengthy
my
is
bad.
crazy. Yeah, he has a lot of mass, right?
Shout
Like,
out Nova.
he's
Yeah,
a-
shout out at Braylon.
So he like holds space, and that's something that they need, right? They need somebody who holds space. I think for them getting two bigs, with obviously Mark Williams and then doing the command thing. Obviously, Mark Williams' health is in question, but
yeah,
I do-
it's Mark Williams' insurance as well.
yeah, I like the shotgun approach of I have a clear problem, I need to fix this. I'm gonna double down on it and try to fix it with two different things instead of just going and saying, okay, no, come on, you're gonna come in here, you're playing 30 minutes off rip.
Yeah.
And I do also,
it gives him opportunity to develop.
yeah, I also like the Fleming pick as well, because now with Fleming, Dunn, Kaman, and Mark Williams, I feel like that is a very decently athletic front court, and I have a lot of tall people in my front court now. I was about to say size, bro.
Yeah.
And so I think going forward now, the Suns like they have a decent athletic baseline, and I think that will help them a lot. Obviously, they still got some other issues, but at the very least, think you can say with Devin Booker, if I give him two decent bigs, I should have a decent floor. I should be able to make a decent push at trying to be in the postseason.
Yeah.
I think the value they got for some of those guys too, and to pivot to another team, I think had really good value was the Hornets, Summer League champion, Charlotte Hornets too as well, man.
Shout out,
don't
Hang
forget,
the
man.
Banner.
And I say hang the banner, but Buzz City, it's not Sin City anymore. But I think the Hornets were another team like that kind of followed that pathway of like we have issues, need to figure them out. The big thing that they were about was character, right? Like they said they wanted to bring in higher character guys, which. Yeah, man. It's just, Charlotte Hornets and character.
Okay.
Baby steps, though. Baby steps.
I'm saying we're mocking that, but I do think building a
No,
culture-
absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's very important.
And to real quick, last thing on the Suns point, they are kind of aiming for an identity now by keeping Dylan Brooks, drafting a guy like Kaman.
They're trying to be tough. They're trying to be
tough, athletic, defensive first, and we're all Rockets fans, so we've seen like that does give you like a decent foundation, right?
It does.
So credit to the Charlotte Hornets for their identity has been
and I think they brought
different in the past. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they brought in the pieces like Nipple, another Duke guy. I think that he addresses what they need as an off-ball guy next to Brandon Miller, next to LaMelo. I think he's got some on-ball creation too that he'll be able to grow. He's a better driver than people give him credit for. And the boy can just shoot the peel at the end of the day. Like, that's just what he does. Got more guys. Ryan Kalkbrenner in the second round was a guy that, like, I thought was probably going to go late first. That was great value to me. Liam McNeely was another one of those dudes that was like high school All-American, didn't have the year he had at UConn that people expected, but good value, and he looked great in Summer League. So I think they put pieces around LaMelo and Brandon Miller that I think makes sense for them. I think moving off of Mark Williams before you had to pay him as well, I think that's a win for them in the draft.
Yeah,
and,
no, for sure.
Like, I think that they had a really, really good draft, and I think it's Summer League, so it's not going to be like end all be all. I don't know if y'all want to pivot to that now, but
I want to say something about Khan.
yeah, we can go.
I'll say about Khan because I think because he was the sixth pick, fifth.
He was fourth, right?
Yeah,
Fourth?
he went top four.
Goodness. But my point is I think if you were to like ask a team like what do they look for in a fourth overall pick, Khan is probably not going to have that up end.
Yeah.
Right. But I think that when you're a team like the Hornets, who, in no disrespect to Hornets fans, drafted a couple of duds a couple of times in the first round, right?
You mean James Bouknight didn't work
Yeah,
out?
I'll say Bouknight was a
You're
dud.
not high on Saloon?
I don't really know why they took him. It was this other guy they took that was just a complete dud.
Mike Smith Jr.?
I don't know. I mean,
He's one of them.
They took, but basically,
So we can go
they
for a
haven't
minute now.
had outside of LaMelo and Brandon Miller. They really, and I guess Mark Williams, even though he's been up and down with the injuries.
I mean, he's not there anymore.
Yeah,
So.
I would say they haven't really drafted that well. And so I think if you're a team that struggles at drafting for whatever reason, if you may not necessarily go for the home run
Yeah,
pick.
sometimes you need base hit.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
take the
you just need a
check
base
down.
hit. Yeah.
Take the check down. And you get a guy who does come in, he does, you know what I'm saying, he's a hard worker. He's somebody who can play a role and start in that role, and he fits really well next to your guys of LaMelo and Brandon Miller. I think that, like, sometimes if you're a franchise like that, just taking the check down is really good. And I think the Hornets.
I don't think he's just a check down though. Genuinely, like I think
Yeah.
he's like a doubles lead to RBIs. Like
Yep.
I think he's going to be a really really good player for them. He's going to eventually be a starter for them.
I think so.
And I think sooner rather than later with how polished he is as a player. And I think that he's just we talk about character and we joke about it with the Charlotte Hornets, but like you could just see at their rookie signing, like these guys kind of recognize like what he's going to do immediately. Like LaMelo was like, oh, I got a shooter.
Yep.
Like I can come off these screen and rolls with whoever big is rolling, and I'm like, oh, I like making that skip pass now. That's Con Knipple. Con gonna shoot 40% clip off the catch. I like that. Like, oh, Ryan Kalkbrenner's rolling. I like that. Oh, Liam can shoot. Like that's important, especially for you paid LaMelo. You're not getting off him anytime soon. For better or for worse, like I still love LaMelo Ball. I think when he plays, he's one of the most electrifying players in the game to watch, and I think that he does have a skill set as a talk about jumbo playmakers. He's definitely in that reign, and like is the guy that you want to really build around in that aspect. So, like you put really good pieces around him, around Brandon Miller as like a secondary ball handler too. So I think what they did is a massive step in the right direction. And we touched on them earlier about I think guys that didn't take a step in the right direction. But the Brooklyn Nets, I'm not gonna lie, man, that was
that was we can't go to summer league without getting a little.
Yeah, that was. I genuinely think, and if this clip haunts me in 5 years, whatever, it's one of the worst drafts I've ever seen in my life. For all the hype that they had going into it,
that's the most
5 first-round picks, most first-round picks ever, and I would argue, it was on my board. I would argue they walked away with 2 first-round grade prospects, genuinely. Like out of 5 first-round picks, like Yegor Demin.
A quick story about that, because I remember we were in playback, and that was pick 8, right?
Yeah.
And we were watching the draft, and I think shout out Benny. I think Benny's like, there's really no bad pick here.
Yes.
And DeAndre was like,
there's a bad pick. There's a bad pick here. And
there's no way they take Edward.
It's like, there's no way. But I'd been hearing rumblings about it, but I'm like, they have too many picks. Like, he'll be there down the board. And I don't know if you saw it. The Suns released their War Room video. And when it got to pick 8, because obviously they want to come on at 10, it was like, to Brooklyn at 8? That's kind of the reaction around the league. And again, I hope that Demon becomes a great NBA player. I never want to root against these guys. Like, make as much money for you and your family as possible. But, man, the value at 8 didn't make sense to me when, like, CMB was on the board. Kaman was on the board. Whether you love him or not, like, at 8, Carter Bryant's on the board. So, like, there were other guys I feel like you could have gotten there and still gotten Demin at, I think they had, like, 17 and, like, all the other picks that they had. Like, to me, like, my favorite pick from theirs was Nolan Traore. But, like, the Nolan Traore pick doesn't mean as much when you drafted 5 other dudes whose big calling card is, he can play a little bit of point guard. So you drafted 5 point guards, no shooters, no defenders, no plus athletes.
It's no play finishers.
Like no play finishers. You drafted 5 of the same people at different sizes in different fonts.
One of them got a hit.
One of them got a hit, but
we were talking about the shotgun approach, Isaiah said, for trying to fix your big problem. That's like a buckshot approach.
I'm about to say, bro, like that's not. Y'all know I'm a draft guy, dude. So I love doing this stuff. I love scouting players, and again, like I hope all of these young men become as rich as possible and make as much money in the NBA, become as successful players as they can. I just don't see it. I don't see it whatsoever. I don't see the fit. I don't see the prospect value. I don't see just everything that goes with drafting players. It just didn't make any sense whatsoever from building a culture, finding an identity, drafting for value. None of it made sense whatsoever for the Brooklyn Nets in that moment. And they seemed happy about it. Like, they seemed like, man, we coup d'etat. Like, oh, my goodness, we just ran away from the draft. And everybody else is looking like, shout out to Freeway, bro. Oh, my Lord. Did you see his timeline?
He was crashing out, which I don't blame him.
I would, too.
Yeah, I would, too.
It is.
If that was my team, man, I don't know what I would do.
I will say to pivot, because I don't want to rag on the Nets for too long, but I think to go from a team to player that I think played the draft wrong for themselves, Arias Ace Bailey, man. Like, I think you still got picked 5th overall. You're still going to make, $12 million this year. So, like, you're getting your money, but you can't make all that hoopla about what you are going to do, what you aren't going to do, about I'm not working out with this team.
I don't even think it's what you are. Like, I think hyping yourself up is one thing that I'll never.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Like, people be mad when they're like, oh, like, you think you're better than so-and-so, and they're like, yeah, hell yeah. Like,
I was more so talking about I'm not going to work out with this team. Because I'm not going to work out this team because, hey, y'all aren't going to let me take 18 shots a game as a rookie.
So I kind of want to push back on that, because what did it really cost him? He still went 5th overall, right? So his 2 paths forward were.
Live in Utah. That's what it cost him.
This is the thing. Do you think if he
Word to
didn't-
Vernon Maxwell.
Okay.
He gotta live in Utah, dude.
But that's kind of the point, though, right? Like, do you think he was gonna go higher than 5?
Yes.
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 Yeah, I think
yes.
he was the
Really?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. No, he was going.
He was in
by
real
all
talks
accounts,
to
he was
go
the
3?
betting favorite to go 3. The Sixers tried bringing him for workouts to go 3.
He's the third best player. In the
He
class.
would. Like, if you agree with that sentiment or not, I had him a little lower after some of the reports that came out about him, but yeah, like he was clearly a top 3 talent in the draft class by far, and he kind of fit a need for what the 76ers needed. Like they needed a 3-4, they needed a bigger wing. They were gonna play him. It's just cool. You don't get to play the way you want to play.
was about to
Guess
play a
what, dude?
role for
I'm saying, but you get to play next to Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain look great, and your biggest hero, Paul George, is the guy that's gonna be mentoring you now, and it's like, nah, I don't want to go.
My thing is, he didn't want to go to Utah either, right? And what did Utah do? They drafted
I'm gonna say Utah just drafted him.
So I think if a team really wants you, they'll just draft you. Like I think all the stuff you say, you can try to force yourself to a destination. At the end of the day, it's not in your hands.
I mean, I think
You're gonna go wherever.
I think
I'm
the
gonna-
thing though is Philly's in a different spot than I think Utah, because Utah, they're in a position where
They can
I could ignore how much you care about going here. My team is bad. I'm looking for high-end prospects. You look like you might be a high-end prospect. I don't care if you don't want to come here. I have you for the next 7 years. Philly is actively trying to win a championship. I can't bring in somebody who's disgruntled on a team where I need you to play a role, because I'm thinking about playing 100+ games next year as a team. And so for
It's just a waste
Philly,
of a pick at that point.
yeah, like I gotta look at, okay, you don't want to work out here because you don't want to come here because you want to take 15+ shots a game or whatever. I can't offer you that, and I'm trying to win. Okay, well, I don't think you're that much better than VJ Edgecombe. He looks like he wants to play a role.
he played a
I'm
role,
just taking
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I do want to quickly shout out to the Jazz, though. I think that oftentimes, no disrespect, I think we give these young players a bit too much power. I think if this was like a superstar in the league, right, where Kevin Durant, for example, right? KD got that.
Yeah,
cash
you can
in.
pick where you want to
He
go.
can go where he want to go. You ain't proved nothing yet, dude. Like you're coming out of college and you do have all the potential in the world, but we've seen guys who come in and have all the potential in the world and it doesn't work out. So like, no, I don't think that guys who are coming out of college should be able to like predetermine where they want to go, especially like a team saying we want to like look at you and you're like, nah, I don't. I think Utah did the right thing.
They
They
100%
took
the right decision.
in my eyes, like I think he was the third best player in this draft, third best prospect. Even though I'm not necessarily a big fan of his game, I think the talent is
Yeah, he's
like,
worth the pick, for
undeniable,
sure.
right? And so
The potential's there.
the potential's there, the talent's undeniable. You got a guy who, I mean, what would you say the lowest should we go with? Probably 5 at the lowest.
Yeah, like 5, like no lower than the Wizards at 6.
Yeah.
Like the Wizards
Yeah.
were gonna. Funny enough, that was the thing. Like the
That's where he
Wizards were
wanted to go.
trying to.
That's where he wanted to
They
go.
were trying to trade from. That was the thing of why Danny Ainge just took him at 5. They were trying to trade 4 and 6 between the Hornets and the Wizards. And when that didn't go through, the Wizards were like, "Oh, we're still going to get him at 6." And we was like, "No, you're not. I'm just gonna take Ace Bailey. This is the guy I want too." So
Yeah.
like that's for me when we look at like these young players, and I know NIL's changed a lot because these dudes ain't broke no more. You saw the chains they was wearing on draft night. It's a little different for some of these dudes now, but like you're still a cog in the machine right now. You are not the machine. You are not LeBron. You are not Luka. You are not Kevin Durant. You're not Shea. You're not Jokic. You don't really get that cachet to just pick and choose where you want to go. Cooper Flag was heralded so much pre-draft. He could not have went into the Dallas Mavericks organization and said, "I'm not playing here."
Oh,
They would have
yeah,
looked
of
him
course
dead
not.
in. They would have looked him dead in the eyes and said, "Ha ha ha! Here are some houses around the Fort Worth area. If you want to look at, by the way, we have a really good realtor." But that's all it comes down to for these draft prospects. So I don't know if you guys want to pivot to summer league now.
I was gonna
kinda-
pivot. We did send out our right read correspondent, Dre, to summer league to.
I didn't even know that's up to his
Yeah,
word.
say
Got the merch, man. Got the merch.
He got the merch on. He's not bought by the league, but he does work for the
I
right
don't
read
know
podcast.
about that yet, man. I don't know. Adam Silver laid a good check.
Yeah. So he's gonna report back on his findings. Who impressed you most in summer league?
Impressed me the most, Neat Clifford from the Sacramento Kings. They made a really, really good run in the summer league playoffs into the championship game.
I mean, they won the
And-
ring. They won it all.
No, they lost. They lost in it.
Oh,
they
sorry,
lost,
I
yeah.
mixed them up.
So he was an older prospect, but he was a guy that was really, really polished coming out of the draft, and he was a guy that I liked. I just wondered how much more do these older prospects give. Dalton Connect has kind of scarred me from looking at these guys that are like polished and know their games, but he looks like he has a little more that he can add to this game. Like he's still learning. He was one guy. Liam McNeely was another guy we talked about with the Hornets. He was really good in the games that I watched, him and Khan both respectfully. And it was a myriad of guys. I got the mailbag pulled up, but overall, like I tell people all the time, man, if you're a basketball junkie, go to summer league. to me, it is basketball nerd paradise. You're gonna run into somebody. You're gonna talk to somebody. You're gonna see somebody in a team polo. Kyrie Irving was walking around Vegas streaming. Like it's just that's what it is. Like in Sin City, in the most, I will say, bring sunscreen, boy. It'd be hot. It was 119 degrees, so bring sunscreen and only wear tank tops. But it's paradise genuinely for basketball fans. So if you're a basketball fan, I did get bought by the league, guys. Sorry, I'm giving a glowing endorsement of
I was
going to
gonna
summer
say, I
league.
didn't know I was pivoting to an advertisement.
This is the freest of free promo for summer league, but like it genuinely is like it's an excellent experience. I'm making sure all y'all guys go next year.
I will be there.
We will be recording a podcast in Vegas next year. I guarantee
All right,
that.
yeah.
That is going to be the thing for me.
I want to say something to the Dalton Connect thing that you said, because a report dropped today pretty much saying that not too many teams are super duper high on Dalton Connect. Right now.
So the specific language was he is no longer viewed across the league as someone that would fetch a first round pick.
And this is a year after he was
Drafted lottery.
Yeah, and I was gonna say
Or just outside lottery.
and he did, but I was gonna say not only that, he slid. Like people thought he
Yeah.
was supposed to go anywhere from like 7
When
to
the
like
team that traded for him was in talks to take him at pick 6 before they took Saloon.
Yeah, like he slid. He was supposed to go a lot higher than that. And I know it's not necessarily a 1-to-1 because he's a bit older, but we got into a little, I guess, disagreement in playback the other day where I was basically saying, like, I feel like in year 2, if you're not like setting yourself apart from your counterparts, because you do have that year of NBA experience under your belt, you did go through NBA weight program, NBA training, different stuff like that. If you're not standing apart, that is like a telltale sign to me that
I mean, to his credit, he was standing apart. It was just
it was just for the wrong
the
reason.
wrong
it's
reasons.
just-
And
I think the 1 of 7 game really was like.
Oh, you're talking about? Oh boy, I was in the building for this one. He goes up for a layup and just airballs it.
Yeah.
And everybody's looking around each other like,
that's a guy who went first round.
yeah, like this
Year
is
2.
like year 2. Like you're supposed to be like a guy for the Lakers. Like respectfully, like, whether you feel about the value, like
He's supposed
they
to be a role
traded you
bro.
for Mark Williams,
did,
dude.
yeah.
Like you're
Yeah.
supposed to be somebody that was worth something at some point. And like on the flip side of it, for the year 2 guys, Kyle Filipowski. Oh my goodness, another guy I wanted to bring up for guys that stood out in summer league. Like he didn't like. It was to a point I think he had like 32 and something in the game. I'm like, all right, go put on a fit.
Yep.
Like you're gonna be on
You're
League
done.
Fist
You're done.
tomorrow.
You're done.
Like yeah, you're done. Another guy speaking of the Jazz, we're giving him a lot of praise this episode. Bryce Sensabaugh didn't even have to touch Vegas Summer League. He went off so bad at their home Summer League in Salt Lake. They were like, yeah,
Let
put
him
it.
down.
Yep. Go to Bora Bora, bro. Go take your vacation early. Like that's how it's supposed to feel for those guys. It's supposed to look.
And another guy that I think I personally was pretty surprised looked as good as he did, LeBron James Jr., bro.
Oh my goodness, Bron for all is at like 8% now, dog. Like he was open.
He's as LeBron is declining, it definitely seems like Bronny is. I think all the think pieces that came out after he was drafted at pick 52 are looking a little ridiculous
55,
today.
funny
55.
enough,
Oh my god. Yeah, all the think pieces that are like, oh my god, like he shouldn't even be in the league.
Which
he
was
had
so ridiculous.
He had a heart condition, missed a year of college. I think we did not give him the grace in his development that he deserved after dealing with something like that. And the way he looked, especially this summer league, I mean, everything is with a grain of salt in summer league in terms of like how high your stock can go. But man, he looks like
he looks like an NBA.
he looks like an NBA player.
But that was my thing, and that's why I was getting so mad with the discourse. I don't think Bronny needed the handout. I think Bronny's an NBA player. I think he would have figured it out on his own. And I understand that, like, Bron went to play with his son, and I respect that. But for me, I do think that did add a level of unfair expectations and pressure on him to not just be LeBron James' son, but like, you're here because your dad wants you to be here, and not because you actually are an NBA player, which I think he's an NBA player.
Honestly,
I think
I think that's a great pivot to talk about unfair expectations and pressure to be put on a year 1 rookie. We talked about this in our last episode with the Pelicans making the most bizarre draft night trade I've ever seen, where you essentially you might have traded a top 5 pick to move up 10 spots.
It's gonna be
in the draft.
lottery.
It's going to be
It's
top.
going to be lottery. That's what I'm saying. It might be a
unprotected at that.
unprotected. It's if the Bucks or the Pelicans suck, you might have traded a lottery pick.
Yeah.
You probably traded a lottery
Yeah,
pick. I'm just being
you
brutally honest.
might have traded AJ DeBonsto away.
And the all faith you have that pick is not a lottery pick is almost entirely falling onto Zion Williams' health and your rookie Derek Queen.
Yep.
And so when all Pelicans fans, I'm sure, tuned into Summer League trying to look at the new future of their franchise, their new cornerstone, how do you think he played, DeAndre?
I think that it was a mixed bag. I'll say that. Like, I don't think it was as bad as some people on the timeline were making out to be. But
I think he improved
very,
in his second
it
game.
was very evident that this guy is a ways away from really, really helping a team win games. And that's okay. He's a young player. He's a rookie. That's fine. Not just him. Jeremiah Fears, the other guy. He was their first round pick. Like, you could just see those two guys are guys that they have talent, but they need to be developed, and they can't just be thrown into the fire, given all these reps and saying, go figure it out on a team that needs to win because I don't have access
You don't
to
have
my
your
pick
pick.
next year. Like, I need to win games. So that's going to be like, that's the part for me that never fully made sense about it. And I know we talked about it more on the last podcast, but it's one thing to say, oh, the pick's protected. It's one thing to say, like, we can roll the ball out to you one time. Maybe we can send you back down to the G League, let you get your confidence back up. I don't think you can send Fears to the G League. I don't think you can send Queen to the G League.
Start.
You
Yeah,
can't.
like
They
yeah,
might both start.
Yeah.
Women also might start.
Yeah, especially like no funny, like again, knock on wood for their health, but like they don't have necessarily healthy players from
I'll say
a
DeJounte
historic
is.
standpoint.
From top down.
DeJounte is gonna miss games.
DeJounte is not just gonna miss games. He's gonna be back maybe January.
Maybe January,
Maybe
but like
January?
you know, like DeJounte's out for at least half the season.
Yeah.
Herb Jones is a history of injury. Trey Murphy's got injury history. Zion's
Zion-
got injury
He is
history.
the injury.
Yeah.
prone guy.
Like their healthiest player is now Jordan Poole. Like historically speaking, like,
Jordan
it's-
Poole and Derek Queen.
Yeah, Jordan Poole, Derek Queen, and Jeremiah
Jeremiah
Fears,
Fears.
and like credit to those guys. Like they're
Lord have
gonna
mercy.
like they're gonna have to like well, like they're gonna have to play, but
It's
like
not even-
you're not gonna win 40
I-
games with those dudes like going out there like I'm running the offense with a rookie point guard who, in all fairness, struggled in college running an offense. Yeah, I'm gonna roll the ball out there.
That's not
with-
his strong suit.
yeah, like I'm gonna roll the ball out there with like a 6'10", slow-footed big that like needs to get downhill, but I'm also not giving him the spacing around him at all times to make sure it gets maximized. He kind of also overlaps with Zion, and he kind of overlaps with
the
my
fit-
guards
the
because
fit
he
isn't
needs
even
the
that
ball,
good.
and it's a myriad of questions for a team that already had a myriad of questions. And I don't know, man. Like again, I am rooting for all these young men to be as successful as possible and make as much money for themselves and their families. But
That's been the quote for the podcast.
yeah, it is. That is the quote because hey, I'm not. I nobody come in my DMs, bro. I got too many last episode. So, but yeah, it's just it is what it is, man.
It's worse than that. I feel like. Sorry to like really like hammer this home, but if you asked me the two slowest developing positions in the NBA
Oh,
when you're drafting when
absolutely.
you're drafting rookies, it's probably centers
And point guard.
and point guard.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And you drafted this year a center and a point guard who, even in your highest tier of outcome,
Yeah.
those guys aren't good as rookies. Like the biggest comp for Derek Queen is what, Alperen Şengün, right? Let's be so honest. It took him like 2.5 years to be a positive defender.
Yeah.
Sorry, to be a neutral defender.
Yeah.
It took him like a full 3 years to become a positive defender. And you're asking Derek Queen to do it off rips year one, 30 minutes a game. And I think that's just, to say it's unfair is like, that's what I really feel for the kid. Like, I think he's coming into a situation where the bar for him is just at a place where it's not at for any other rookie. I think the bar for him is lower than it's going to be for Cooper Flag year one. He's playing next to Kyrie, Anthony Davis, or
Yeah.
sorry, one.
We'll play with
D'Angelo
Kyrie
Russell.
eventually.
Yeah, Kyrie eventually, but D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Davis, like, there's nothing in New Orleans to insulate this guy, and he's not going to be allowed the development reps and he's just coming into the league with the pressure to win with a team that isn't ready to win.
Yeah.
It's like the worst situation I could imagine for the guy, and I'm really
Shout out
I
to run through the mailbag that we got on Twitter for Summer League. Shout out to Mo. His guys Summer League. Kyle Filipowski, one of them. Neat Clifford. Two Magic guys, Jace Richardson, Noah Penda.
Ooh,
They
Jason
look really, really good in their minutes. Shout out to our guy, Benny. Shout out to Benny, man. Ryan Nemhard, Andrew Nemhard's little
Yeah.
brother.
They play so similar.
It's
very funny.
hilarious how similar they play, but he's just shorter. That's
Yeah,
it.
so-
Yeah.
Yeah, but like he had a really good summer league in some of the games that I got to see him in. A guy that I think is gonna fly under the radar a bit, but I think the Cavs need him this year. Jalen Tyson looked really good in summer league. Like he looked really, really good, and I think he's gonna be a guy that he's gonna warrant minutes this year, especially with them getting rid of Isaac Okoro. Like those wing minutes opened up.
It's talking about they might move on from Dean Wade.
Yeah, and if they move on from Dean Wade too, and
Yeah.
I think part of that reason is I think they look at Tyson and say, I think you're ready for a little bit more responsibility. I think that we can play you a bit more next year. And a guy that was a little bit on the radar, David Jones Garcia, a name that I think nobody knows, but want to give him a shot. He had a really, really good summer league as well. So yeah, that's your summer league correspondent. Yeah.
Appreciate that. So
To the Clippers.
yeah, I was gonna say another thing we didn't get to last episode. We talked about free agency signings, but a team has been real busy
Oh yeah.
since the time we recorded, and this episode's coming out. The Clippers made a multitude of moves.
What the unction.
Yeah.
What the unction.
Yeah, so a lot of teams do like rebuilds where they like to get younger. They go win now. The Clippers said we have identified some market inefficiency of older guys, and we're just gonna put them all on one team and see what happens. Roll the dice. And honestly, I've kind of come around to it because let's be so for real. Their best path to a championship is gonna be a lot of luck based and guys staying healthy. And I think if you just
And you brought the
go
unks
all in, like you go all in on that, I think you have okay. Go back 3 weeks before you added Bradley Beal, before you added Chris Paul, before you added John Collins. Do you think their championship odds went up or down?
I mean, they
As
got
it moves up.
better.
Up,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
better.
definitely went
And
up.
your win now window is still now with
Yes,
James Harden getting
this year.
older, with Kawhi Leonard getting older,
Probably the
and more
last
injury
year,
prone.
huh?
Yeah,
That's
honestly,
probably it.
I'm saying this is probably
they
it.
can't treat it like the last year because again, and this is the part that I push back on in terms of how they're gonna be viewed internally. You paid James Harden. He
Yep.
ain't on a 1-year contract.
2 years,
like,
40 mil.
Yeah, like he extended. So like you're gonna be rolling with this iteration of the Clippers still for at least another 2 seasons. So I think they got better to your credit. I don't think they got good enough. And obviously like
But
they attacked what they could, but
Real quick,
I don't
real
think
quick.
it's enough.
Yeah.
For the people at home who don't understand what they did, they got Bradley Beal on the buyout from the Suns. They traded Norman Powell for John Collins, which I think was initially kind of a head scratcher for a lot of people. But
I think with
I
the Brad,
can-
I
I
think with
can
the Bradley
see-
Beal addition, it makes
I can see why they made that move. And then I think the sleeper pick for them is they got Brook Lopez on their bench now.
They also have
They
Um,
also signed Chris Paul.
They also
yeah,
signed
and
Chris
then-
Paul.
Yeah, Chris Paul.
Man, like
welcome
okay,
home, man.
the average age of their starting 11 is 33 and a half years old.
Jesus
But
Christ.
like, man, I just kind of respect a team for we talk about teams having identities, teams having a culture they want to go for. Like you called it the unction, but it's a direction. Like I think it's a better championship odds now than they had before, and I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah.
it's very clear
They were
from
a 50-win team last year, right?
they took the
I think
Denver
they
Nuggets.
won
I mean,
40. It was either 49 or 50 exactly.
yeah, it was. I think it was 49 because there was like 4 teams who had 48 wins in the West.
Yeah, they were one of the teams that.
Yeah,
had 40.
I
they
was
were
gonna
they were
say,
in that mess.
and they got. Let me look it up right
Yeah, they
now.
were the 5 seed because they played on the road.
Yep,
They were
yeah.
50 wins, a 50
Oh,
win
they
Yep,
won
team.
yeah,
50.
51 team.
And I was gonna say, and that was with
The 5
like
seed.
their 8 or 7 through like 9 men being like
Yeah.
not NBA players.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think my thing with the Clippers though is I just feel like I think it's hard to contend when your team is old, and I think part of why it's hard to contend when your team is old, especially in the West, is I think you're gonna have a rebounding issue, specifically defensive rebounding, right? Because these teams are younger. There's a lot of like the teams that are competing with at the top. Denver gets a lot of old boards. We get a lot of old boards. We as in the Rockets. And the Thunder don't get a ton of O boards, but they run in transition a lot. And Denver literally leads the league in efficiency and volume. And then we're obviously going to be amongst the league leaders in volume. And so when you have an older team, you have to worry about how good their transition defense is. And if your transition defense is terrible, and the top teams in your conference are all teams that get out and run very frequently, well, then when we get in the playoffs, I have to question when I'm extending guys' minutes out. How are you going to stop
You
me? in
think
transition?
John Collins will help with that a bit? Because that's kind of the
Yeah,
one
yeah, yeah, I
addition that
do.
they
Yeah,
made
I
that
do.
addresses that issue is he's a
He's
solid
probably the youngest person in the
rebounder.
rotation.
I
though.
also think they're going to be a better.
It's him and
playoff-
Zubac.
Yeah,
I-
honestly, yeah.
Honestly, I do think they're going to be a better playoff team than regular season team, though. I don't know if that makes sense,
nah,
but
it makes-
No, I agree. I agree.
I think when
If
the game
healthy.
slow down, if healthy, obviously,
That's what I
everything
was-
about that team is if healthy. But my thing is, even before these moves, everything about that team was already if healthy.
yeah, they just
So-
they got better. And
Yeah.
for me, the reason why I struggle to not just rank where they're going to be in the regular season, but then see how far they can go, is because a lot of the entirety, everything they did rides on James Harden not only being healthy, which historically he is decently healthy, but not only just being healthy, but then also he's 36 this season, 36, 37, something
Yeah,
like
he's gonna
that.
be
Yeah.
36.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has to still be that level of James Harden, and then also relies upon Kawhi Leonard, who I don't believe in his ability to stay healthy at all. I think he's kind of showing you right now he's
Funny enough, he was healthy for the whole playoffs last.
yeah,
year.
he'll be
Yeah,
able to
he's
the
been-
playoffs, but like, will he be able to last a regular season and then not only the playoffs, but can he go late into May, into June? I don't know, and that also, like I said, relies upon him. I think he's gonna be 34, 35
Yeah,
this year?
30.
Like it is indeed the unction.
Yeah, so, like,
That's what it is.
Guys
He's
who are
got old.
older have to stay healthy and play at the level that we know they can play at, and
Yeah,
I
this is like a very
I
clear
don't
team
know.
that's gonna win
Yeah.
like a series and then burn out in the
I
second
don't
round.
know.
I mean, or they could not burn out in the second round. I mean, they went 7 games with Denver last year, and Denver then went 7.
They burnt out in game 7.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's
can
kind of
see
thing.
like they looked tired. Like they
They did.
They just genuinely looked tired. And I wonder how much they're gonna lean on John Collins. I think that's the one thing for me is
He should pair
if
well with Harden though.
yeah, I think he'll work really well. I think you have to start him. I mean, yeah,
Oh,
you
obviously
have to start him.
Yeah, he's starting.
So
Your starting
I
line's probably just to real quick. It's probably gonna be James Harden, Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
Wait, you think Bradley Beal starts?
he has to start.
Yeah,
Beal
James
has to
Harden, Bradley Beal, John Collins,
What's the
Zubac, and
alternative
Kawhi,
option if he's
yeah.
not starting?
I mean, that's
CP3?
Chris Paul.
what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if they.
Yeah.
I don't know if they
2018
necessarily-
Rockets.
Yeah, I don't know if they necessarily have like another option. I will say, to pivot, we didn't speak about this. From one reunion to the other, I think maybe like the most shocking reunion of the summer. Damian Lillard's a Portland Trailblazer again.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody saw that coming with kind of the direction they're going in and the direction that Dame's career is going in. I hashtag ran back to the grind. I don't know.
We
Well,
know
I mean,
the direction they're
I was
going
gonna
in?
say, he also, just to clarify for the audience, it's not like a 1 year deal and stuff
Yeah,
like that. He
three
signed a
year 42.
3 year, $42
He's
million
planning to
deal.
retire in Portland.
Yes.
Yeah.
with the intent to like we will if Dame gets what he wants, he's not going to wear another jersey in his
Yep.
career.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, that would be slimy if they.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah.
I think the only way Dame leaves, and I think this is a scenario with how that contract is set up. He's rehabbing this entire season. He used to rehab back home with his people, with people he knows, people he loves, in a city he knows and loves. If at the end of this year he looks at the Blazers and it's like, maybe we could look at something else. He has a no trade clause, so he'll be able to look and say,
Oh yeah.
all right, like me and Miami been on the phone. Me and just throwing a team out, like me and the Hawks or whatever. Not saying he'd go to the Hawks, but like he could probably look at some of these teams and be like, all right, cool, you're gonna get value back because I'm only in MLE now, and I get to go to a different team now. We get to go in a different direction. Like if you love Scoot Henderson so much that it's like we don't got to take Dame's reps away, or we don't got to take reps away from him with Dame. That's that's one aspect of it. On the flip side of it, well, if you don't love Scoot Henderson at the end of the year, it's like, I trust what 80% of what old Dame looks like,
Yeah.
right?
The question for me is just, what are they going to do with Drew Holiday? Like I know Dame is
Yeah.
not playing
Yeah,
this
I
year,
forgot
so
Drew
Yeah.
Holiday's on
so
that
Drew
team.
Holiday, being
Like,
there
is he gonna
isn't.
be on the team?
So that's my question: is
Drew Holiday has a 3 year contract, by the way.
Yeah.
Right, 3 years. I think
And
he's
it's
making
like-
35
it's like-
million.
I'm like, what are
It's a
the
lot of
odds
money.
that he retires? Because I feel like the odds on that
I think-
are way higher.
Drew
than
Holiday?
Solid.
Yes.
Yes.
If you retire, you don't get your contract. Right?
He was first.
Oh,
say
yes, you do.
I'll say to
Yes, you do.
Zach's
It's guaranteed.
Oh, you do?
Guaranteed money.
Yeah.
It's the NBA.
He threatened to retire, but I think what happens is it doesn't count against the.
Then
Doesn't
kind
count
of cap
against
it.
the
Yeah.
cap.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll say, but he's threatened to like. I want to
Done
say
it twice.
I want to say,
Yeah.
didn't he say the first one straight to Portland? He said he's going to retire.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Like he's done it before.
He
There's
said
no
if
way
he got traded from Milwaukee, he was gonna.
Yeah.
He was considering
Yeah.
retirement, and then he got traded to Portland, and then when he got traded to Boston,
He went back on it.
He's like, all right, I can win
retired
again here.
again.
Yeah, I can-
But then
I got
they
one
gave
more
him an
inning.
extension.
Yeah. No, they give him the huge extension, but that's also kind of the point of. I feel like, obviously none of us know Drew Holiday personally or anything, but I can't imagine Portland makes a move like that without at least some semblance of that he's not going to be like a nuisance. Instead,
No,
like
I think
it's not-
he's too professional. I think to be
Yeah.
like a nuisance
too
per se,
professional,
but like
like you can't buy him out. He has more than 100 mil left on his contract.
Yeah.
I
Or
mean,
sorry, like about 100 mil left.
I won't pretend that I know what went into the decision to trade for him, but it might have just been a we'll figure it out later kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like
Yeah.
I think it came down to like we don't want to pay Anthony Simons.
Yeah.
What's the value we can get? It's Drew Holiday. I think the issue I kind of had with the move is I don't know how much you can flip Drew Holiday for after this
can't.
season. Like I think you could have tricked a team into giving you like a fake first for Drew now. Like if you would have got him, brought him in, let's work out a different destination for. I think you probably could
Yeah, he
have
could
got
have
like
turned into
like a heavily
leader.
protected first that like it may not convey to 2029, but like
that's
it's an
something.
asset. Like it's
Yeah.
an asset that you got back. So that's just kind of where I struggle with what they're gonna do with Drew Holiday. He's still a solid NBA player. I think that he'll bring some veteran presence that they need in that locker room. Like Scoot Henderson's kind of got no excuse to be bad this year. Like you
Yeah.
kind of have
Yeah.
like two excellent mentors in that building with
Hey,
Damian Lillard.
Also, that's
and
that's
Drew
a
Holiday,
Good, that's
so-
a good point to frame it that way. You could view this both the Drew and the Day moves as like, man, we really want Scoot to work out,
Yeah.
and we're going to give this guy's like the best guard mentors we could find on the market, for various reasons. I think those are also both good culture guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely. No, they're
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
culture
and
guys.
I think Simons was just kind of
He was in the way.
Scoot's way.
He was
Yeah,
in
he
the
was
way.
in Scoot's way. So like, look, we shipped out the main guy that was in your way, right? We
There's a
brought
reason
it.
he was in the way, but
I mean, it's one thing or another. The organization clearly wants Scoot to be the
Yeah.
guy, right? Which I don't
He-
think is.
he's your third pick. He has to be.
I
the
Yeah,
guy.
would say
he kind of has to be.
He, in my eyes, is still their best prospect.
Yeah,
Like
no, he is.
I think you like Klingon more?
I like Clingan and Sharp more. I'm being completely honest with you.
Sharp.
Sharp, yeah.
No, I like.
I can get
This the
behind
thing.
Clingan well. I don't know
At
about
this
Charlotte, though.
point,
I'm
I can't
not-
look at Scoot Henderson as just a prospect anymore.
I mean, he's
You're,
about to be in
let's say
year
you're a player.
That's fair.
Like you're a player now. Like
But
you're about to go into
my,
year
my
3.
thing
dude.
with Scoot is just like, and it was my biggest question mark with Portland. They traded away Dame, and I thought, okay, like cool, you're getting Dame's gone. This just clears the way for your number 3 overall pick. Who like I think people forget because of how he played in the league so far. Scoot Henderson was like a
Yeah,
guy in
blue
that
chip.
draft.
He was a
How
blue
did
Yes,
chip
like
prospect.
he was a guy, and he fell to 3 because Charlotte's,
They
maybe
took Brandon Miller.
yeah, they took Brandon Miller.
Which we
Was worth-
clowned,
I ain't
we
gonna lie.
clowned
A
them
lot
at
of
the
people
time.
clowned at the time,
It's
but
working
like
well
I mean,
for
who
them,
would
so-
you rather have right now? Like,
Brandon Miller,
be
yeah,
honest,
absolutely.
yeah.
So, but the point of the matter is, like, I think everybody, for the most part, like, if any team other than Charlotte had picked 2, he was going to be the number 2
Yeah.
pick in that draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he fell to Portland. And so I'm thinking, okay, like, they're going to kind of, this is their first building block moving forward, except they started Anthony Simons. And
Yep.
I think Anthony Simons was in the way. I think he was holding back.
but
You look at the way he
again,
looked
like
without Simons.
he was in the way because, quite frankly, he was better. Like, he was better at basketball than Scoot Henderson.
was.
Like, and that's
Yeah.
I think that's the issue when you talk about him now. Like, he's not a prospect anymore.
He's a-
There's no guard in front of him holding him back from being, hey, this is my offense. This is how we're gonna run it. Like I am the point guard of the future. I'm the number 3 pick. I had all this hype for a reason. And on the flip side of this for him, we know how NBA extensions work. This is a contract year for
It
him.
is, absolutely.
no.
This is a contract
He,
year.
he wants to get paid this year.
Because like if you don't get paid at the end of this season,
You want RFA?
you ain't getting, like I said, you hitting
Also,
RFA.
RFA next year, kind of a mess.
A super
Like,
mess.
There's no cap space.
Yeah.
People don't have cap space to offer you. Like, you're not gonna go into RFA with like.
I mean, you
oh,
kind of see how it's a mess. Cam Thomas still ain't got paid. Quentin Grimes still hasn't gotten paid. Jonathan Kuminga hasn't gotten paid. Like RFA it's
Josh
nasty
Giddey?
business now. Josh
Josh
Giddey still
Giddey.
hasn't gotten paid yet.
Yeah.
Like it's nasty business for these
Charlie.
guys to. Well, he's next
next
year.
year.
it's
Yeah,
not
Yeah,
right
but like
yet.
it's nasty business with the RFA of like I'm gonna go find the money. Ain't no money
There's
out
no
there.
money out there.
Yeah.
Ain't no money out
It's
there.
tough.
And at that point, it's no longer just find the money. It's I got to find a team that's willing to give an asset up for me now because now it's got to be a sign and trade. So I don't know. I'm not the biggest guy. I wasn't the biggest guy on Scoot Henderson pre-draft, and I'm still not the biggest fan of his game now. I think he just has clear flaws that are just going to hold him back from running an offense. But I like what Portland did in terms of you want insurance either way. If
Yeah,
Scoot
for
is
sure.
bad, I got Damian Lillard coming back at like
Mhm.
however he comes back from his injury, like Damian Lillard's still going to be a good basketball player.
He can be a
And-
starting point.
Yeah,
guard.
and at the end of the day, like he's gonna sell tickets in Portland. You're gonna make some revenue back off him anyway.
Yeah.
People are gonna buy the new jerseys. You're gonna sell some tickets. Season ticket holders gonna like seeing his face on those emails again.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna make some money back off him regardless. So,
Mhm.
and on the flip side of it, like if Scoot's good, I got an asset in
Yeah.
Damian Lillard.
Yeah,
Or
there you
like,
go.
hey Dame, are you willing to? You're gonna be 36,
He's
35.
gonna be 37.
37.
Yeah,
He
30,
was
30,
37
yeah,
when he played.
37 coming off an Achilles injury. Like, are you willing to work your way back off the bench per se? Like, have that conversation with him because they're only making 14 million. It's the MLE essentially. So
And to
yeah.
their credit, like Dame, by all accounts, has been very, very like kind to Portland.
Yeah.
Like he really, really likes the organization. He likes the city. He likes all that stuff. I think if there's any player that would be willing to like compromise, because we know the Rockets dealt with like the John Wall situation,
Yeah.
where I think it was a little more bad blood and it got kind of hostile to a point. I can't see that happening with Damian
Yeah,
Lillard. I think he loves the city. He loves the place so much. And yeah, I think overall good move for both sides. I think it was confounding at first, but as time has gone on
Yeah.
and you really think about it, it really does make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of have qualms with some of the stuff Portland has done overall, but I think this is a decent, this is a good move.
Okay.
I do think the way that they handled Scoot up until this point has been kind of questionable.
I-
'Cause I will say he was really bad as a rookie, obviously, but pretty much all rookie point guards
Mhm.
suck, for lack of a better term. They're not good. But I do think last year there was a very clear line of demarcation from game. I want to say his first 20 he was horrible.
Yeah.
Then his last 50 he was actually I think it's 14-6
Yeah,
on.
he was an NBA
positive
player.
He was solid.
Yeah. And even then, he's still coming off the bench, and he's coming off the bench for Simons, which I know some people are a little less into the on-offs than others, but you look at the you look at the on-offs with Scoot and Klingon, and they're positive. And on a team that sucks, having two guys who, when they're on the court together, are a clear positive, that means something, right? Because my team was terrible, which the Blazers weren't horrible, but they were bad. And I have a clear lineup construction that is producing good basketball. And then my player who's leading my team in shot attempts and points and all those things, you're a significant negative. 'Cause that's the other thing. Anthony Simons plus minus is very negative. Like they're significantly better with him off than on. At that point, you kind of are a hindrance.
Mhm.
And where I have qualms with like how they've handled Scoot and the other young guys is, well, you're giving Simons free reign. Like there's no like, oh, you have a fake ankle injury, your ankle sore, none of that. Like he's playing, and when he's going out there and playing, he is hijacking the team. So, obviously now, like Dre said, there is no excuse because there is no Simons anymore. So now, this is Scoot's team to show it.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
up until this point, I feel like they kind of have handled things a little backwards with the rest of their young guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, and then we're going to end the pod once again with another game. Today, we are going to be naming the top 10 NBA players who cannot dunk. That is the list I've become up with.
Oh,
This is all time. So this isn't just
All time?
Yeah, this is not
all
just
time. Is this like a subjective list or is this like
this is according to Ranker. So fans
Okay.
rank this one.
Okay.
this is
Okay.
all-time
Is this like a
list.
volume thing?
top 10 players that can't dunk?
I'm not sure.
Is it least
like,
amount of
what do you
them?
say NBA players? Like, is it just anybody who's ever touched the court, or like?
Yes, but
But it's the
not-
10 best players that don't
Can't
dunk,
dunk?
or can't
Yes.
dunk.
Okay,
Okay, yeah.
and
Curry, that's one already.
I'll say Steph Curry.
Curry is not on this list. I'll say
What?
Curry's dunk.
What?
Curry's dunk.
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
like-
Oh wait, they
can't
haven't
dunk.
dunked at
Yes.
all.
Okay,
Trae
okay.
Young.
It's not on this list.
No, Trae Young's dunked.
Oh, come on.
There's the first one I feel like y'all should get off rips.
I don't know if he has an NBA. Muggsy Bogues. I feel like he's
You're thinking too hard. I'll let you know right now. There's no real throwbacks on this list. Well, there's a guy who's
What's
late
the
2000s or
Okay.
the earliest guy on this list is I'll say like mid 2000s. early
Steve Nash.
2010s. That's number
Steve
one.
Nash,
Steve
okay.
Nash number one.
Jokic?
no Jokic
Nah,
can
you're not
dunk.
Oh, it's like these are all guards.
Oh,
Okay, players
Oh,
that
So is the criteria that they did have like not dunked?
I believe these guys not only any other dunk before.
Okay.
I don't. Fred VanVleet.
He is
Okay.
number 3 on this
Fred
list.
VanVleet?
He's number
Okay.
3 on the list.
Fleet.
Is Kyle Lowry on the list?
Color.
No,
No.
Kyle Lowry's not on the list.
Players that
So all
have not
guards.
dunked.
This is kind of tough.
Yes.
Uh,
So y'all start throwing names out there. I'll start giving hints if y'all need them.
guards.
Okay, so we got Fred.
Y'all
we
got Fred and Steve Nash. That's
we
1
got
and 3.
Fred, Steve Nash.
Are these all like all-star caliber players? Or
Oh,
you kind of get into like role
No.
criteria.
So there is one. There's an.
Isaiah Thomas.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
Isaiah Thomas.
yeah, okay, Isaiah
Okay.
Thomas, yeah.
That's number 2. That is
Oh,
your
Isaiah
last All Star caliber. Well, this guy, I don't know if he made an All Star game, but he was
Okay.
pretty good in one.
Mike Conley?
No,
That's a good guess.
That's a good
no,
guess.
Mike Conley's not on the list.
Is Tyus Jones on the list?
Ty Jones not on the list.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think of tiny guard.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm trying to.
I'll start giving hints when y'all.
yeah.
get it.
Players that have not, or this is
Okay, are there
Is
any
DJ
current
Augustine
players?
on the list?
DJ Augustine is on the list. He's number 8.
Okay,
Okay,
nice.
okay.
Good
On the
pull.
list.
Good pull.
Current players. I think he's okay. He's for sure active, and I think he's active. So
Okay.
I think there's 2 active.
So we
we
got
have
four 2
and
active players left.
4 of them are not
Four.
How is
active.
Trae Young not on this list?
I know, right?
I swear he's not.
blame the
he's-
NBA fans. He's
Bizarre.
He's not on the list though.
Hmm.
Man, this is tough.
Short
Tyus
guard, short
Jones,
guard.
Trey Jones,
No,
the other
not Trey
Jones brother.
A lot of there's no young guys.
Okay.
They're
No
all
young-
We
Chris
probably
Paul?
do need
Chris
hints, I ain't
Paul?
gonna lie.
Chris Paul's not on the list. Chris Paul, remember he had a
Oh
body
yeah,
on
he's got some.
the-
I'm thinking like
He had
current
a
day Chris Paul
body.
now.
Is Raymond Felton on the list?
No,
I think
but
that's a
Does
good
D'Lo
guess.
dunk?
he's on the list. But I'll say Raymond Felton's not on the list. But there's a guy who's kind of similar to Raymond Felton. I'll start giving hints. He was really good. Probably peaked like 2010. He was
2010.
he was on a team that was pretty good in 2010.
Derek Fisher
No, but they played Derek Fisher in the finals.
in the final. There's no way Rondo's on the list.
No, you're thinking
You said
Long-
2010.
No, so I'm sorry.
guard.
He was probably his best year, but they played him in all.
Jameer Nelson.
Yes,
Oh,
Jameer Nelson is
That's
number
a
7
good
on the
name.
list.
That's a good name.
That's a pull.
Okay. There is I'll give you a
Is
hint.
3 left?
Y'all have
Well, we got a
Like
couple
five.
left. I ain't
yeah,
gonna
y'all have
lie.
5 left.
We got a
Five
couple.
I was gonna say you're probably not gonna get. I feel like you might be the only person who get number 10.
Okay.
But y'all have number 4 left, number 5 left, number 6 left, number 9, number 10. I'll give you
Oh.
this hint, and I'll give you some more hints. Number 9 and number 4 have the same first name, and it's not a name. It's not Will. It's not Dre. It's not Isaiah. It's
Is it like a prefix? Like,
JJ Redick,
that's one.
Yeah.
Oh, JJ Redick.
JJ Barea.
Yep.
Yeah, JJ Barea. Yep,
JJ
yep.
Redick's number 4. JJ Barea is number 9.
okay.
Number 6 also is very similar to what y'all just did.
Hmm.
Number 6.
He killed the finals this year.
This year.
This year.
Yes. He was really
TJ McConnell?
TJ McConnell.
He's number 6 on the list.
Is there active players left, or are these not?
No,
Active?
no.
It's one guy left, right?
Just
Number
one
10.
guy.
Number 10.
Number 10. You said this is a poll.
I'll say this is
Give us a hint.
This is. I don't even know how to give you a hint for this. He's a guy. I know he played in
He's
like.
got a Google.
What's like the
Steve Blake?
No.
what's
he-
his that's
he
a
played-
that's a good photo. What's
he
his
played
team?
in like the late 2000s, early 2010s. He didn't have a. Let me see, how long did he play?
Late 2000s.
Late 2000s, early 2010s.
Yeah, so he
Okay,
played.
did he win a ring?
No, did not win.
Okay.
Small guards.
Yes, he
Late
was
2000s.
drafted in 03.
Can I-
He retired in 2015.
Is he black or white?
No, he's white.
He's white. Okay, white guard.
03.
03. Okay.
2015 retired.
You said 03?
Yes, he was drafted to Seattle. He was a journeyman, right? So he spent a couple years in Milwaukee, a couple years in Minnesota, went back to Milwaukee, went to Charlotte, and finished in Orlando. To guard. Small guy.
2015 Magic.
Orlando.
Did not no, funny enough, he played on that 2015 match team. He played 15 minutes a night, didn't start any games for them, came off their bench.
Orlando 2015 white
It's
guy.
a white guy. I don't know if y'all gonna get this name. He
I'm
when you Google him, he appears in a Timberwolves jersey. Matter of fact, he started a lot of games for them. Matter of fact, he was their starting point guard from 2010 to 2014.
You said
2013.
starting point
He
guard.
started for them. He was their starting point.
Okay.
Obviously,
Luke
it's not
Rittenauer?
though.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you, Dre,
Yeah.
Dre was gonna get it.
That's an insane.
I was like,
That is number 10.
Timberwolves
That is
2010.
insane.
Like it's the only guy I
I
think.
told you, Dre was gonna get the
That is
full.
an insane.
Oh, what I feel like he's
Insane.
done. I don't know. I feel like he's dunked before. I don't know. Maybe I've dunked with him in 2K or something. I don't know. That's crazy.
That is
Luke
the list.
Rittenauer being on a list in Big
Dang.
2025.
Good shot.
Well,
Trae Young
I mean,
wasn't on the
on
list,
that
bro.
note,
That was a hell of a game. What happened?
Yeah.
Stuff.
That's list.
With that note, though, appreciate you guys coming by for another episode of the Right Read Podcast. All of our links will be in the descriptions down below. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow everybody on the panel, and we will catch y'all next time.
To start as a
Yeah.
starting center.
And
And-
play
and-
three championship
Yeah.
teams. So like they get that guy
I'm very, very intrigued by it, and I think more important
To not just be good, like he has to be like
really
a
good.
star.
In